4-inch TA-53, Angstrom Heights, blue team. Commissioner, as an Inquisitor, offensive commander with some awesome control abilities, little bit of support too, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC, so we're going to be hearing those rebreather sounds throughout the whole freaking match, alongside Toilailee as a Mekboy, to the point commander that fights ranged combat, good damage output, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair. A useful little orc to have in your team. And rounded off the team is Swift, as a Lord General, fights ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out, can add to this retinue throughout the game, giving him more abilities, really strong defense and support in general. Red team, Evil Wizard, also known as zeetorq, is rocking another mech, alongside Breaking Bread, also known as Kickin, as a Warp Spider Exarch, to the point commander that fights ranged combat, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities also. And rounded off the teams, Destoffel, as a Hive Tyrant, very durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some powerful melee with offense and support, and a funky colour scheme. Looks like he's fighting Inquisitor at the bottom. So this is 2.6, yay! I don't remember most of the changes though, there's too many of them. So if you haven't already, go and check out the notes over at dawnofwar.info on the forums. This Angstrom Heights is one of the new maps as well. We got several of them. This map in particular was created by this Lord General fella called Swift. He used his moustache, I think. Sentinel's in a little bit of trouble but should be fine. Hive Tyrant ripping through some guards. And let's have a look at this map then. We have a single natural VP slap bash in the center, and then these two natural VPs kind of far-ish away from the bases, which I quite like. Quite like this VP layout. We have a contested power in the northeast corner, which could be vital if you can node it and keep it for a little while. Natural powers in the middle for both teams, and also towards the southwest here, which is, I'm guessing, is going to see a lot of action as they try and vie over those powers and bash them as well. Note all of these walls around. These are heavy crush walls, so fat commanders like the Hive Tyrant can't break them. 458, 500 very early on. Blue team losing their natural to a sneaking Mekboy, but they do have the contested in the middle here. Spawn Mine's being sneaky, trying to wait for something. Don't want to use them there, do you? I think he hit his own termagants. Here comes some double shooters and the Mekboy. Massive changes, of course, all round in 2.6. Pretty much everything in the game got changed in some way, I believe. And the Mekboy got some, I think his electric armor now costs less, and his dagger now costs more. His turret also got a cost reduction. Wonder if we'll see one of those. Inquisitor's Holy Brazier nerfed a little bit. The Holy Pyre ability now only lasts 15 seconds, not the rather bonkers 30 that it lasted before. She might go down. 4 hit points, 3. She'll be okay, I think. And there's that Holy Pyre doing its thing. Debuffing damage and doing some damage, but it's worn off. There you go. Warp Spider Exarch got a bunch of changes. Lots of war gear adjustments in cost. The Entangling Web was moved to tier 2. He can now no longer do a special attack when he's got ranged weapons equipped. A melee special attack, that is. That includes his default weapon, which may be a long time coming, but he does get the special attack back with his power blades. His melee damage actually went up though with his ranged loadouts, and his range damage by default went down. Some cost adjustments as well. I think anti-grav grenade went down in cost. Lots of changes for that fella. Sentinel's going to get a good stomp hit. That triple termagants from Destoffel it is. Down goes a Sentinel. So I haven't played this map myself. Certainly looks pretty good, but it is often difficult to see shortcomings in maps until you've played a bunch of matches on them. This might be the first time that these players have played this map as well, so they haven't necessarily got down their capping orders and that kind of thing. I'm sure Swift has played it, since it's his map. He's cheating. He's reinforcing his retinue as well. Lots of pressure by blue team behind heavy cover with these shooter boys. They have their knob leader. These guys have a big shooter. Inquisitor backing off. Heal goes off. That's battery pack. There it is. Storm Boys on the field for Toilailee. These guys got a cost reduction. Now cost 20 power or 30 power. I think it's 20, which seems really low. But they're going to tumble around and do their power melee thing. Warp Spider teleports away. I believe his default teleport also got increased cooldown, which might be a big deal for him. Brood Nest getting Holy Pyre down. The Brood Nest now grants a smaller amount of health regeneration, I believe. What are we seeing for the power in the mid? This guy's getting bashed. Sluggers with burners and Shooter Boy is going to try and decap as well. This one's full. And the naturals at the bottom. Oh, they were full. But here we see a Hive Tyrant bashing. Hammer of the Witches goes down. Really liking this fight at the bottom of the map over these two VPs. As always, or as usual on the 3v3 maps, the middle player is vital to support both sides when appropriate and that kind of thing. And they're both teleporting commanders in this case. Power needs to be retaken by the blue team here. Here comes Toilailee to fight zeetorq's Mekboy. Storm Boy is jumping in. I'm not sure if they have a good time against upgraded sluggers in tier 1. There's the electric armor from zeetorq, lowered in cost, as I said. Not by a huge amount. I think it's 5 power less. That's usually how it goes. 374, 464. Warp Spider capping some stuff. Looks like they've rebuffed that kind of extended push by the blue team. Here's another push though, and there is a Bane Wolf dropped in by Commissioner. Now this guy must have got a bunch of changes. I believe his whatever it's called, I don't know what it's called, when he shoots out a big blob of that thing. That does less damage now, I think. I'm not sure if its cost was adjusted. Wouldn't have surprised me if it was. But look at it, look what it's doing here, especially on this map, when you can get up to this power very, very quickly. Now we need some AV. We might see the new Venom Cannon. In fact, we are. Reduced in cost, but it's now much more of a focused anti-vehicle weapon. No longer does any splash damage. But I believe it has 100% fire on the move now. That might be wrong. But something like that. Are you guys going to do something? Flame it down. There you go. 300 to 464. That was fully genned up by the red team. That's pretty crazy to see. Red team trying to get in behind with some Banshees, but they are persuaded to leave by the Bane Wolf. Is he going to get a Venom Brood as well, Destoffel? There's that Venom Cannon. 63 armor piercing damage per shot. Now it does shoot 2 at a time. Like that. So it's pretty nasty. The Inquisitor going in to try and tie him up. And, oh, lays down the Holy Pyre. And there's Hammer of the Witches. Boom. This is bad. Looks bad down here for this Hive Tyrant. We need some help, maybe. 2-1 cap for red team, though. They're doing well on VPs. What's this? Sluggers chasing down some guards. Well, not good for them. And they have their Nob Leader. Nob Leader was adjusted. He now has 50 less hit points down to 300, I believe. But the squad themselves get more hit points from his arrival. I think 15% more instead of 10, or maybe it's 20 instead of 15. Red team hold on to this power at the top in the northeast. What did you just buy, Mr. Mekboy? You got the Daka big shooter, and he's going for some proximity mines. Don't think those things were changed. I still don't see any Mekboy turrets. I'm disappointed. Stormboy's jumping in with Nob Leader, doing their stunning business. Holy Pyre going off again. What is the cooldown on that thing? Seem to see it every single engagement. Makes a massive difference as well. Banshee's getting stuck into the Storm Boys. Might go down. That's the Exarch getting away with her spear. She's going to be okay, I think. Storm Boys jumping out, doing a really good job getting in amongst it, getting into the fray. That's what they're there for. And now they retreat out. Warp Spider Exarch goes down. He was trying to revive the Hive Tyrant. Maybe zeetorq's Mekboy can come down, get a whole bunch of XP. Kickin is confused by some of this DPS that's going on. I think it's the mix of the Holy Pyre and the Bane Wolf. So a hell of a lot of AoE damage going on. Tyrant Guard on the field for Destoffel. I believe this guy now costs 5 more power, up to 60. And his shield wall isn't quite as good, doesn't heal him quite as fast, I think. 2-1 cap. Bane Wolf continues to do some work. He's level 2 already. Mekboy teleporting in for Toilailee. He's level 3. Sluggers might be able to catch these other sluggers on retreat. Don't think so. These guys completely unupgraded. Doing alright though. Got 3/4 of their XP bar. Again, that Holy Pyre Bane Wolf combo is pretty dangerous to a whole bunch of termagants, it turns out. Bloody hell. Maybe not what you want to go for against an Inquisitor. Here's that Tyrant Guard. Lots of changes for Wraith Guard. They no longer have fire on the move. Have some more hit points though, I believe. And their sight was increased back up to its previous state. Can't remember when it got reduced down to 30, but now it's back up to 50. So we'll see how they do. They're not going to do well against some Storm Boys, that's for sure. Having to retreat out. But they don't lose a model. Now the Storm Boy's trying to tie up the Hive Tyrant, but he doesn't care. He's still firing his Venom Cannon. Tyrant Guard trying to finish it off, but gets stunned by... what did he get stunned by? Oh, the Stick Bombers. Gonna say the Stormtroopers don't bloody throw stun bombs. Don't think you're gonna get away, mate. Destoffel. Yeah, darn indeed. Lost his Hive Tyrant, lost the Tyrant Guard. Only has triple termagants, and that is it. Looks like he was trying to charge out with a Tyrant Guard and hit this pillar, I think. Stick bomb thrown in. Costs you red every time you do that, I think. Stormtroopers already level 2 with their assault kit. Good map for grenades at the bottom here, throwing them over the walls and stuff. Mekboy's gonna revive. Leveling up is zeetorq to 4. But they're both in retreat now. You see the debuff. That is the Bane Wolf with its passive speed reduction on hit, I believe. 274 to 305. Very, very even on VPs. Banshees in amongst these Storm Boys, ripping them up. Still level 1, these ladies. Surely they'll level up. No. Needed to kill another model, I think. The Storm Boys almost level 3. Stun bombs. Nicely done on those Slugger Boys. Can really make a huge difference if you can hit those stun bombs well from your stick bombers. Could do a whole lot, not just setting up their stick bombs. Stuns are awesome. Orks for the Exarch, getting his entangling web. Improved target. Speaking of stuns, the heavy gauge Death Spinner did not get the same change that the Apothecary and the War Boss got in terms of their knockdown range weapons. The War Boss and the Apothecary now stun with theirs, and it's a 5-second stun, which seems crazy. That's freaking long, especially if you can like stun some Terminators with them. But I believe the heavy gauge Death Spinner did not get that change, so that still knocks down. I believe that change was put in to stop things getting locked down and unable to retreat, because you can still retreat out of stuns, unless you are a Terminator, of course, which is why that might be super dangerous for Terminators. Some guardsmen went down. Banshees have leveled up. Gonna go after the Bane Wolf, but there is the big pile of goop, which I can't remember the name of, and it stopped them in their tracks. Wraith Guard, though, getting stuck in there. Hive Tyrant is back on his feet, gets a special attack off with his Venom Cannon. Actually retains some decent melee damage with his Venom Cannon. It doesn't tell me here what his melee damage is, which is unfortunate. There are a few bugs here and there floating around with 2.6, which is pretty understandable. It was a massive update. Bunch of tooltips missing, I think. Some other things here and there. But they'll get fixed, hopefully, pretty quickly. 1-1 cap. VP's very, very even. Been pretty frantic stuff. Awesome map so far. zeetorq. Is this zeetorq? Yeah. Capping blue team's natural. Bane Wolf level 3 has been absolutely awesome so far. Have a natural rec point uncapped here. Destoffel goes tier 3 with triple termagants. And why not? I have Tyrant's level 3. That is another Bane Wolf dropped in. Huh. I don't recall ever seeing 2 Bane Wolves on the field at the same time from the same player. I actually thought they were limited to 1. I guess not. This Mekboy has been really annoying and decapping fully matured rec points. Tier 3 for everyone apart from Kickin Ace. I believe Kickin streams on twitch.tv. You can go check him out. twitch.tv/Kickin, maybe. I'll find out and put it in the description beside his name. These guys having to get back their natural power. Natural Wreck is back. Look at this though. Blue team on both of the natural VPs. Looks like it's kicking off in the middle. Maybe. Here's the army of termagants. All with the Endless Swarm. And there's that Holy Pyre again. Look how painful that is for those guys. But they did take down the Inquisitor. That must have been very, very satisfying. With the Hell Fury strike as well. Warp Spiders on the field for Kickin. These guys, I'm not sure if these guys were called in, but the call-in is reduced costs. I believe 25 less rec and 25 less red. I think it's 325175 now. This is the level 1 Bane Wolf taking some damage. Stormboy's jumping in. Termagants are out of there. Here we see that DPS though from the Warp Spiders. Piercing DPS for days, and there's Entangling Web. It's going on mid. Double Bane Wolves doing some work. Tons of stuff leveling up. There is the Tyranid Nuke. Turn of formation. Not achieving a whole lot. You really need to have stuff alongside it to attack, or it kind of whiffs most of the time. What's this? Banshees bashing power. On their way to level 3. Still very, very even on VPs. Red team still very much in this, despite Destoffel losing a fair amount of stuff. Mekboy of zeetorq up to level 6. Not sure what these mines have done. There's a battle wagon though. And the Mekboy does have repair, and he does have that global buff for vehicles, which is pretty good. Cult of Speed, I think, or Speed Cult, something like that. What is this? Oh, it's put some stuff inside the battle wagon. You can tell by those light bars. Makes it quicker and fire on its weapons too. I think it's +1 speed that it gets. Shooter boys shooting stuff. Lots of pressure on this power. This one has been retaken. Hasn't been noded yet. What are you shooting at? Inquisitor. Gonna go down if you're not careful. Looks like he's not paying attention down here. Teleport after her and they will finish her off. Boom! That was the Exile getting a melee attack off. Lord General with his Commissar Shield. I believe it's a 55% range damage reduction on that thing. Double battle wagons from opposing teams here. Running over termagants. That looks like fun. They live though. How many termagant models have been lost in this game, but they still live? That's that big zap gun thing. Uh-oh, this guy's in trouble now. Haywire grenade and Banshees on it with the heavy melee weapon. Stormboy's there to try and defend. Bane Wolves as well. I guess it's Bane Wolves if there's 2 of them. Yeah, it lives. Might be tough for vehicles around these stairs. Need to be careful with that when you're managing them. The battle wagons so far have been kept on the outside with this little... Look at the chaos in the middle here. 2, 3, 4, 187 Carnifex on the field with the Barb Strangler. This thing was increased in cost, I believe. 125 plasma cannon damage per shot. It really, really hurts. Suppression on hit, of course, as well. Sneaky Guardsman. Caught by a battle wagon and a bunch of slugger boys. Looks like they're going to be alright. Oh, he now has Mega Rumbler. I was going to say he's going to finish them off with the electric armor, but I guess not. He's going to go and destroy power immediately. Was this thing changed in 2.6? I'm not sure. He doesn't even say on the tooltip, by the way, this can wipe out generators. It just says, hey, knocks things down. Tank Busters. There is the Mega Rumbler going off. Does it stun vehicles? This seems kind of stunned. And down he goes. Oh, Eldritch! On the Baneblade down here. Crazy, crazy stuff. Battle Wagon goes down. Baneblade looks like it's going to be alright. It's going to take some shots from these Wraith Guard though. Can't remember if they got a damage increase, the Wraith Guard. Now that they can't fire on a move. Manticore might be in trouble. Battle Wagon is right there, and Tank Buster's getting out. Yeah, it's definitely going down. Can he finish off this Bane Wolf as well? Tank Buster's going to get out if they do their volley thing. That's a very strange exit, fellas. Getting some rear armor hits. One more volley might do it, but they're now stunned by something. Bane Wolf lives. There's a Rocks on base. Battle Wagon's going to go down already. Down he goes. 198 to 170. Crazy action here. What do you have now, Swift? You have some Kasrkin. I'm sure these guys got changed, but I don't remember how. Banshee's leveling up to what? To 3, and they decap that. Nice little push through from the red team for sure. But was it too much? What did they lose doing that? Battle Wagon number 2 on the way for Toilailee. Look at the heroes. Level 5 Inquisitor. This guy's must be inside a Battle Wagon. I can't select him. Level 4 Lord General with no war gear whatsoever. Level 7 Mekboy for zeetorq. Level 5 Warp Spider Exarch. And a level 4 Hive Tyrant with that Venom Cannon. 169, 170. 2-to-1 cap for the Reds. Carnifex defending that contested VP. A bunch of Termagants. Also, he's down to just one Termagant Brood. Getting another Carnifex though. Who needs Termagants when you can have Carnifexes? Not sure what these fellows are up to. Gonna go take this power. Yeah, very elegant. No, they're not even gonna take it. Are they? Not sure what's going on here. Get it together, zeetorq. Oh, he's gonna do both. He's gonna take that and go after this VP. Where is the mech? Is he gonna go after the power? Maybe they did change it. Maybe that's why it's not going after the power. Lord General trying to cap. Not going to be able to do it though. Hell Fury Strike thrown in again. Been used to great effect, that thing. Lots of piercing damage now on the Inquisitor. Holy crap. She got shot down in seconds. Double Warp Spiders and some Dire Avengers as well. Another Baneblade. This is Commissioners. I believe the first one was Swifts, right? Was it? I'm pretty sure it was. This thing gets stunned by Warp Spiders. Bane Wolf must be level 4, there we go. And a Thornback Carnifex. I thought it was going to go Venom Cannon for sure. Venom Cannon got reduced in cost, I believe, but no longer does splash damage. And it does something else cool. I think it increases the speed of the Carnifex or something. 94, 170, double cap for red team. Being pushed back. Can the blue team get mid? Are you guys going mid? No, these guys are. Level 3 Stormtroopers. Lehman Russ. Just force something off the VP maybe. Those guys need to take it back. There we go. Who's down here? It is the Warp Spider Exarch and... oh, it was just repurchased. There was someone else down, but I think it just got rebought. Inquisitor, I think. Battle Wagon being chased by another Battle Wagon. And that was a really long range shot from that Lehman Russ. As the Vanquisher. Very effective against vehicles indeed. Battle Wagon is stunned. Or slowed down at least. It also can't fire its weapons, but it can still run stuff over pretty well. This Battle Wagon is being very, very brave. Going to go down to that Lehman Russ, I think. I hear a Rocks. Was that a Rocks going off? I think it was. A very strange place to put one. Trying to catch that Battle Wagon. I think both of them go down. 59 to 148. Rocket run. Ouch. That is painful. Takes out the Warp Spiders. Did the Orks live? I don't think so. The Mekboy did. Triple cap now for blue. Toilailee's lost a lot though. He's got 2 units left. Stormboy's running away. VP says breaking bread. Fortuna's kicking ace. He's down. Still down. He's leveling up though while he's down. Where is the Hive Tyrant at? He's back at base. zeetorq's capping the natural back, so it's going to be a 2-to-1 unless these guys can cap. Oh, there's without number, which now costs way more resources. Before it was only 250 red, I think. Now it's like 300 rec and some power and 250 red or something. Here we see some Kashyyykin behind the heavy cover shooting stuff. Hail Fury goes off, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold for very much longer. That is Warrior Brood called in by Destoffel. I guess so. And it reinforced this stuff, I think. And they're going to try and cap the VP. They're on it pretty quickly. You need to defend, blue team. You have a repair bunker up. Double stormtroopers, level 4 and level 2. They're going to put out some damage for sure. There's Purgatus. Boom. Nicely hit on those sluggers. Grenade. And the Warrior Brood is wiped out. Here's the Mekboy, level 8. He's got his custom force field. His super tough beam was nerfed, I believe. Down to a 40% damage resistance from 70, which is pretty nuts, 70. I think it costs more to cast as well. 2-to-1 cap for blue team is very, very close. 59 to 59. Leman Russ on the field for Swift, the Baneblade for Commissioner. Is this the same one? I think it is. There's double Carnifexes though. That's not good news for a Baneblade in general, especially if one of them's melee. There we go. Baneblade got a bunch of changes. Down to 275 hit points, but it's now cheaper to build. Lots of stuff dying in the mid. 57 to 57. Absolutely crazy fight going on. There's another Rocks from Toilailee. And hit the Eldar pretty good. Wow. Lots of Eldar stuff getting wrecked. Who can cap the middle though? There's another battle wagon as well. This is from zeetorq. Hail Fury, just absolute madness in the mid. Everyone has come here to fight it out. 47 to 57, 1-to-1 cap. Tank busters with a really good volley there. Carnifex gets away, I think. Yes, trying to formation. Just a little bit too late to hit those stormtroopers. That would have been deadly. Leman Russ taking a lot of damage if he just sits there. Single cap for red. What's going on over here? Our Avengers trying to be sneaky and cap things. Mekboy's going to cap. Warp spiders need to get away. There we go. Storm boys were coming in for him. Nobody capped mid yet. More stormtroopers on the way for Swift. Kashyyykin did not get a weapon upgrade, I don't think. No, they didn't. Kept their hell guns for that piercing damage. Double Wraith Guard. They can do a hell of a lot of damage to someone trying to cap. Storm boys going after them, I think. No, going after the Banshees. What level are you? You must be level 4. Yes, you are. 1802 hit points level 4. Seem to be doing a pretty good job to the Banshees, but that was a thick volley from the Wraith Guard right on them. Lord General tying them up, as is the Mekboy. Battle wagon barreling through. And there's stuff inside to get out. What was that? A capillary tower? Yes, it is. Doesn't help out the Orks, I don't think. Stormboy's jumping back in. Level 9 Mekboy for Toilailee. 16 to 50. 2-to-1 cap. Now it's a 1-to-1. Can the blue team get their natural back? Tank busters weighing in. What level are you fellas? Level 2. Leman Russ chasing it down also. You have some capping going on right in the southwest. Red team taking a natural back. So it's gonna be a 2-to-1 for blue, I think. For the time being. Yeah, that's gonna get capped, and so is that. And mid is looked after by a Baneblade. 16 to 33. There's that 2-to-1. They're ticking down the red team. The red team need to go somewhere in force. I think it's better to go mid right now. A lot of stuff looking after this VP. Leman Russ in trouble. Barb Stranger doing big chunks of hit points. Down it goes. Oh, down goes the Batwagoner, which crashed into the Carnifex. 16 to 18. It's very, very close. That's a Rocks. Boom. A decent Rocks. Can they follow it up? They did a lot of damage to that Leman Russ. Holy crap. They still have the 2-1. They're holding on to it. But they're VP under pressure now. By double Carnifexes and some Orks. GG says Swift. They're going to run out of time, the red team. Blue team holding on for the victory. Very, very close. What an awesome game. The map seemed pretty damn good. Look at it. Heroes end of the game. Level 9 Inquisitor, level 9 Mech, level 6 Lord General and down. Good job Swift on the map. Level 9 Mech over here too. Level 6 Warp Spider. And a level 6 Hive Tyrant. Not sure if you ever got anything different alongside that Venom Cannon. Well, there you have it, guys. Pretty cool 3v3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.